you can see here, there is a sea of orange and a few different shades of orange, because I am going to be sharing with you today my France haul slash unboxing video, because recently my husband and I took a vacation over to the south of France, to the French Riviera and Provence, and I had to hit up Louis Vuitton because hello, it's France and everything is way cheaper over there. But I also wanted to pick up an Hermes piece because last time I was over in Paris I was not able to do that, so I wanted to pick up one so that way I could have my first Hermes piece and to also commemorate the trip. Not that all of the Louis Vuitton bags don't commemorate the trip, but it's France, so you gotta pick up something with an H on it as well. There will be a second part to my France haul slash unboxing video here because I also picked up a lot of pieces from Chanel, and I didn't want to just have a video that was super duper long, so I did go ahead and split it up into 2 different videos, so keep an eye out for that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in here and we'll take a look and see what I got. So I think I am just going to start with the smaller piece and work my way up. So I am going to start with this little guy right here. And inside here, of course, is the little dust bag. And this is the perfect travel piece. Let me show you what it is. It is the passport holder. This was more of just kind of a spur of the moment purchase while we were over there, because whenever we go out of the country and I'm bringing my passport with me, I previously had a smaller passport holder and I would keep all of my cards, credit cards and things like that in there as well, and I would use it as my main wallet. So I would be using it, you know, 3, 4, 10 times a day depending on what we were doing. If we go out to eat at a restaurant, because obviously you have to go out to eat when you're on vacation the whole time. So I wanted something where I could have a nice Louis Vuitton piece while I was traveling. Typically, I don't bring luxury handbags when I'm traveling because we are kind of in big crowds moving around. I don't want to get them dirty, or there's a lot of thieves there as well, so pickpockets, things like that. So I don't want to draw attention to myself and be a target. But this way, I could carry a smaller Louis Vuitton piece as well as be able to use it every single day. So what this is, it's just kind of a large flap of canvas. And then on the inside, there are 2 slots here. So you could probably even put 2 passports. So if you're traveling with your spouse, you can each have one of your own there, or a child. There is 1 slot down here, and then there are 4 credit card slots right up here. So it actually holds quite a bit. And while we were over there, after I purchased this, I used it for the rest of the trip because it is a passport holder. I'm going to try to use it even when I'm not traveling, just to find some other different uses for it. But since it's primarily for traveling, I figure, you know what, I'm gonna just break it out now, start using it while I can, get as much use out of this little guy as possible. And being in France, it was a lot cheaper. So that's why I wanted to pick this up while I was there, and also to kind of commemorate our trip while we were abroad. Now on the inside, I have not done that yet, but you are able to get it hot stamped. So I haven't decided what I want to get hot stamped with, whether it's my initials or maybe one of the little pictures, the little logos, symbols, things like that. So I am still trying to decide. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know in the comments down below, because I love having things that are unique. That's not just, you know, my initial like an A, or, you know, AR, AmandaRae, or, you know, my full name, things like that. So let me know down below if you have any ideas or suggestions for what I can get. Moving on to the next piece, I think I'm going to save this one for a little bit later, but let's go ahead and do this medium-sized bag here. I'll just pull the box out. And what I have in here, it's not a bag, but it is actually something that I have never purchased from Louis Vuitton before, and it is a scarf. So this is the red Logomania scarf. And when I initially saw the Logomania scarf, I really wanted kind of a more neutral color. Like, they have some grays and some taupes, and those are the ones I had my heart set on. But when I was in the store, I tried this red on and I thought it just popped. So I was like, you know what? I can't pass up a beautiful color, and it will give more oomph and emphasis when I'm wearing it during the winter than just kind of a boring old gray one. I think that if I were to get an additional one down the line, then at that point I could get a neutral color. But I'm just thinking this one with like a black coat, if I wear like Louboutins, it's gonna match that with the red. And I think this would just really pop with about just about any, you know, black handbag or anything like that. So I really love the color of this. The scarf is pretty good size too. So this is folded in half right here. So it has fringe on both sides and it is pretty dang wide as well. So this is the full length folded in half. And then on the reverse side, so it's wool, knitted wool on that side. And then on this side, it's kind of like a tulle almost. It's like a sheer fabric, but thick enough to where it wouldn't like stretch or break or anything. And I haven't really ever seen anybody wear it like, you know, reversed like this. I suppose you could. The LVs are reversed throughout it, but you might be able to wear it like that if you really wanted to. But that is what it looks like. So I think this is just gorgeous. And when it starts getting really cold, I'll be able to pull this out and it'll be an extra pop of fashion to go along with all of my bags and everything. I'm not sure if it's because it is kind of becoming the winter season and the colder months, but I saw this scarf in, I think it was every single Louis Vuitton location that we went into. We went into pretty much every single one along the French Riviera because that's where they all are. There aren't any in Provence, but there's one in Nice. There's a location in Monaco. That's where I ended up getting this one. The Nice store is very, very small. So if you've been to like the Paris flagship store and then you go to the Nice one, it is a complete 180. I think that the Nice store is probably the smallest store along the French Riviera that I went into. So I got this one in Monaco, and then there's also a store in Cannes and then a store in Saint-Tropez. The only thing that I am bummed about with this is I did not get a dust bag for it. I don't know if that's standard. Maybe they just don't do dust bags for scarves. Maybe it's just for bags and shoes. Let me know in the comments down below if you've purchased a scarf and you did or didn't get a dust bag. I am just curious on that. It would just be nice to keep it kind of cleaner, especially being wool. I am a little bit nervous that moths can get to it, so I'm definitely going to make sure that I put either like a little mothball thing or some cedar next to it in the storage case that I have this in, just so that way it doesn't get eaten up. That would be just a real travesty if the moths got to it and there were big holes whenever I go to wear it, especially since this one was a little bit pricey. I think I want to take a quick break from Louis Vuitton and show you my Hermes purchase, and mostly because it kind of goes along with the theme of the scarf that I had just unboxed, so you can probably tell what I got based on this little container here, but let me show you if you don't know. So they're so cute, it just pops right off. And what I got from Hermes for my first Hermes piece is a little twilly, and this one, when I saw it, I just love the colors. I went into a few different Hermes stores and they just didn't have a very good selection of twillies, but this one I thought was gorgeous. So this one has like a dark purple or kind of a maroon burgundy background here, and then it fades to like a bluish background, and then there are pops of light pink, dark pink, almost red but not quite red in here, and then white, and that is what that side looks like. And then the back side is pretty similar. There's some tassels on the back side as well, and then keys kind of throughout. And I love this one because I just love the colors of it. They had some with kind of like a paisley pattern, and they looked like just a cowboy bandana, like straight up. Not, oh, it can be kind of like a cowboy bandana, but probably not. No. It was the paisley from a cowboy bandana. I don't know why somebody would have wanted to spend hundreds of dollars on an Hermes cowboy bandana, but they had them there. So I saw this one. I loved it. I think it was just super duper cute. So that's why I went ahead and went with this one. Now I will tell you, if you are looking to buy some Hermes items and save some money by purchasing them overseas in Europe, if you are from the US, in order to get your VAT or your value-added tax refund, you have to spend more than 175 euro. This little guy, I want to say, was only like 130, 140. So unfortunately, it did not meet that threshold, so I wasn't able to get the tax back. So I think after the exchange rate and everything, it ended up being like $160, $170, which is pretty similar to the pricing here. So I didn't lose money. I didn't really save any money though. But that is something to be aware of if you are wanting to buy even just a small item from Hermes. You are going to have to deal with that exchange rate and then unfortunately not getting that tax back. Unless you are going there to buy a bag or a wallet or something, then I think this is probably the cheapest thing you can get there. So if you buy anything else, then you will be good. But I am going to be coming out with a video based solely on how the value-added tax refund and everything works. So make sure that you check that one out as well. And I ended up picking this little guy out in the store in Saint-Tropez. So I kind of got something from every single location along the coast. So that was kind of fun, being able to go into all different stores in all different cities and purchase something to kind of commemorate that trip to that specific city. All right, finally, the large giant piece you have been waiting the entire video to see. This is probably the largest bag that I have from Louis Vuitton because the item inside is obviously pretty good size, but just take a look at this. I thought my other bags were big. This thing is ginormous. I was carrying this around the city. I bought it kind of right when we first got into the city, and I just had them hang on to it at the store. Luckily, they said that they would hold on to it for me until we were done shopping for the day and then we can come back and pick it up because it is super duper heavy. But we went and picked it up a little bit earlier just to make sure that I didn't have to worry about getting back there before they closed or anything. And oh my gosh, this thing. I was trying to get this back in the box because it wouldn't obviously fit in my suitcase just like this, and it is very heavy. So I ended up having to kind of fold the bag down and put it on the bottom of my really large checked bag and broke down this box in order to fit it in my suitcase. I was really nervous that I wouldn't be able to bring these back, that they wouldn't fit in my suitcase, but luckily I was able to do that. But I did have to repack them because that is not going to fit as is in a suitcase. But let me show you what I got here. Get this huge thing open. So you have the giant bag. I picked this one up in Cannes because we went on a Sunday, unfortunately, and every single store there was closed except for Louis Vuitton. So we spent a lot of time there because that was the only thing open. But let me show you what we got. And it is it's a huge bag. The Neverfull GM, obviously in the monogram, and then I went with the fuchsia interior because for the GM size there are only two options for the interiors. That is going to either be a beige or the fuchsia color, and I'm not about the beige life. That was just way too boring for me. So I went with the fuchsia. If I was able to pick out of all of the different colors, I probably would have gone with a red because I already have the light pink or the rose ballerine interior for my Damier Ebene Neverfull in the MM size. But the fuchsia color is different enough where they wouldn't really overlap. So I was totally okay with that. But this bag is freaking ginormous. Look at the size of this thing. I mostly got it as a travel bag. It's going to be probably like a carry-on in addition to my keep all. So this could be like my personal item, and then my keep all would be my carry-on item, and they would be all matchy-matchy. But I could also totally wear this day to day by just folding in the sides. I'm pretty nervous about doing that with my Damier Ebene because it does have the treated leather around it. I don't want to worry about cracking or anything, so I was okay with getting that one in the medium or the MM size because that's small enough I wouldn't ever have to fold in the sides. But with this guy, it's huge, so if I want to wear it as not a travel bag, just day to day, I can fold in the sides and then it will become a nice decent size. So this is about how small it folds down to if I were to fold the sides in. I haven't cinched it or anything, I just kind of folded it in real quick to show you, but it is a pretty manageable tote bag once those sides are folded in. And then along with the gorgeous pink interior, this one also comes with the matching pouch, a little pochette that also has the pink interior. So they kind of match each other. If you're not familiar with the Neverfulls, they have a giant pocket here. So this being the GM, it's going to have a larger interior pocket, and that is going to hold a good amount of stuff. There is a little D-ring right here, so that way you can hook your keys, the pouch, anything like that to it, and somebody isn't going to be able to just take it and swipe it out of your bag. And then there is another D-ring here and a hook, so you can latch that closed, so you're not having just this giant gaping floppy void of stuff that can just be spilling out everywhere. So if you were to pack this full to the brim. So this is the last item I got on this trip, and I ended up only getting the one handbag for this trip there. There were a couple of other bags that I had my eye on, but they did not have them in either the right size, the right color, and they're ones that I don't really want to compromise on. So I just had to say, no, I'm going to pass, and then maybe next time I go back over to Europe, I can just purchase them then. I don't know if I want to purchase them over here in America because they are way more expensive, and if I'm going there anyways, which I do have a trip planned for next year, then I might as well wait and just purchase it there. Even if there is like a price increase or something, it is still going to be a lot cheaper purchasing it over there than here, and they're not things that I really have to have right away. They are pieces that I have had my eye on for quite some time, but I am perfectly content waiting until I go back over there. So those are all of the pieces that I picked up from Louis Vuitton and Hermes while I was over there in France. Like I said, I do have a Chanel version of this video coming out soon, so make sure that you check that one out. And then don't miss out on any of my vlogs that I'm going to be doing. I did a separate vlog for each city that we went to, because otherwise I would have one big vlog that was like 2.5 hours long, and nobody needs to see a movie of somebody else's vacation. But if you want to watch like little clips of each one of the different cities, I think it's pretty cool whenever I see somebody else's vlogs of what all they did, the places that they went to, and then I also included some clips of shopping in there as well. So make sure that you check all of those out. And if you have any questions or comments about anything that you've seen, let me know in the section down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, especially if you want to see more just like it. And if you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for stopping by.